Okay, this is Mike Merlin Means, Merlin Public Media, and tonight we have another installment of our homegrown show called Events Talk. And with me tonight is
Johnny Bug Woodard Jr., the man.
which man is that, Johnny? What are you doing that makes you the man?
Well, I'll tell you what, I do some extraordinary things, mostly produce Woodystock Blues Festival. And that's no easy feat to be able to say you can do.
I believe that. So tell us all about Woodystock Blues and Brews.
Well, Woodystock Blues and Brews is an event that's coming to Lake Havasu, down there at Lake Havasu State Park, Windsor Beach 4, on March 25th. I will say it's our first time at Lake Havasu, and it's quite adventurous to venture into the unknown, you might say.
Yeah.
But I have been doing this for many years. I've been in the music business for 47 years. Kind of maybe dates me a little bit.
A little.
Yeah. So, anyways, what about you, my friend? What are you doing today?
I'm doing a little gardening, cutting down a little bit of trees, chopping up a little wood, and now I'm sitting down to talk to you about Woodystock.
Oh man, that's so cool. You know what? I'm so glad to have friends like you. Get on there and get on board with Woodystock. Like I just said, I mean, it's not hard. It's very hard to do what I'm doing, and I mean, most people couldn't even fathom, let alone try to attempt to do what I do.
No, they've got no idea what goes on behind the scenes, man.
Yeah. Let me tell you. I just got off 45 minutes with the sound guy. Then I just got off 30 minutes with one of my partners, Mallory. And let's see what else. Oh, tickets were ordered today.
Nice.
Oh, but the tickets somehow came out backwards, because the tickets have a little tear strip on them.
Yeah.
You tear off a little strip, and the main ticket is your souvenir that you take with you. And for some reason, they were kind of backwards. So we don't want to tear off the beautiful picture,
Yeah.
And anyway, so we're dealing with that. That's almost done. The posters were sent off to Budweiser. Budweiser is a sponsor, as you well know.
Yes.
And what they do is they take our poster and they make their own posters out of them. And
Okay.
They take those around on their trucks, the beer trucks.
Yeah.
And they put them up in all the stores around the area for us, as what they do as a sponsor.
That's really cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it really is, because when I was in California, Budweiser over there would never do anything like that for me there. And I'm very happy to say that Budweiser here in Arizona, here at Romer's, give Romer's a big shout out, that they're nice enough to do that for us.
That is nice.
Yeah, because I used to deal with the Budweiser company in Atlanta, California, San Bernardino. It was nice. They liked us to use their name and all that. And for us, I mean, as a young concert venue, I mean, it was great to have, Budweiser's endorsement.
Sure.
They didn't give us the kind of service that we get here from Romer. Romer, you guys can hear me tonight. You guys are the greatest. Thank you so much for everything. But anyways, yeah. So that was things that we did today. And let me see. Probably a few other things. If I have an echo, because I'm talking to you from the bathroom.
I wonder where that little bit of reverb was coming from. So, okay, now we all know.
Well, I gotta tell you something. Something about the bathroom makes this like the nicest office in the whole house here. So anyways, Yeah, you know what I mean. We got Jimmy Carpenter coming out. You know, he won a Grammy for his saxophone playing, and he has multiple blues awards. He's a world traveler. I call him world travelers when he travel over the world on tour and stuff.
Makes sense to me.
Yeah, yeah. Well, he's one of those kind. He's recently doing some recording, I believe, with Joe Bonamassa. I
Ooh,
believe
there's
that
a
was
name
in
everybody should
Germany.
know.
Yeah, I believe that was in Germany. And yeah, and then also, you know, he's with Mike Zito. Mike Zito is really a big, popular guy in the blues world. He hails from Texas, and he owns Gulf Coast Records. And little love from Gulf Coast Records down there. Got to throw a shout out to Mike Zito, Gulf Coast, and Jimmy Carpenter, and all the people that they got quite an extensive list of top blues artists that are under their belt that they record with. So a big shout out to those guys. I mean, it's taken years for me to meet all these people and for them to actually know who I am because
Yeah,
everybody in the world's out there, you know, wanting to be their friends and all that stuff.
Oh, sure.
Yeah. So anyways, yeah, we're getting there. Okay, I'd say we're getting there, Mike.
Let's talk lineup.
Okay, on our lineup. Okay, nobody wants to know that, do they?
Oh, everybody wants to know that. That's what's going to bring them out there.
Let me tell you something. This lineup that we have is incredible. We have Miss Sandy Haley Band. They had a couple of hit songs on the radio last year, and they won their championship for Santa Clarita Blues Society, which propelled them to the IBCs. Now, if you're not into blues, you don't know what the IBCs are.
No, and I don't.
The IBCs is the International Blues Challenge. So if you go to Memphis, you go to the IBCs. Whoever wins the IBC is the it's almost bigger than winning a Grammy.
Wow!
Because what that does is sends your band, I believe, to Nagode, Norway, and in Nagode, Norway, they have blues bands that come from all over the world. Can you believe this, Mike? There are blues bands from Japan.
Really?
From South America.
Wow.
From Europe. You know, I don't know if there's any Chinese ones, but I bet there is.
Probably.
Yeah. So then if you're successful at winning in Memphis at the IBCs, okay, that propels you to Nagode. So if you go to Nagode, Norway, and you win, you're technically one of the very best bands in the world.
Wow.
So that's a very, very high and distinguished award to win in the blues world.
I guess.
Now, I do have a couple of friends that have won it 2 times. Nick Schneblin Band and Danielle Nicole Band. Nick Schneblin, I believe, is slated to come in 2024. He can't make it this year because he's on tour with George Thorogood and the Delaware Destroyers.
Well, that's kind of a priority, I would guess. No offense.
Yeah, well, but you know,
touring with Thorogood, man, that's a notch in the belt.
Well, you know, if I had to, you know, miss out, I mean, I had to lose out to somebody. George Thorogood, that's good company.
Yeah, I'll take that. I will take that. Yeah.
Absolutely. Now, who else do we have? We have some local favorites that, you know, some of our friends out there are probably going to recognize. We have Jay Gordon in the Blues Venom. Now, Jay Gordon, he plays all over the place. He plays up in Laughlin. He plays over in Bullhead. He plays all over Havasu. You know, all your places down in Havasu's had Jay Gordon on board, and you know he plays up in Laughlin quite a bit. And he's a local guy. I mean, the thing about Jay is he's such a cool guy. He's originally from Chicago, and he told me a couple of cool stories that I cannot repeat. But he has a Chicago type sound, maybe, and he's one of our local heroes here in town. Now, he did just do a documentary about his life and about touring around the world and stuff like that. And I don't know if I'm supposed to say that, but I did anyway, Jay. Don't hold it against me, buddy. And it's supposed to be pretty neat. And he mentions, playing at Woodystock in that documentary. And that'll be out soon. Then also going down the line, we have another local band called Catbone.
Yep, I know those guys.
Sorry. Catbone. Might have heard of those guys. They just got to playing the Sandbar this weekend down there in Boyd.
I've worked with them a couple of times back when I was doing lighting and sound.
Oh, they're such great people, good friends, and Johnny Mack and Diane, his wife and stuff. They live up there in Laughlin, and their backyard overlooks the casinos. Now, I've never been over there officially yet, but I have been invited. But my busy life and raising children and all this stuff is kind of makes things a little bit tough. But anyways, yeah. So we have Catbone, we have Jay Gordon, we have Sandy Haley Band, and we have Jimmy Carpenter. Now let me mention to you, I got another cool guy, Kenny Williams, Big Daddy Kenny Williams, and the Stomp Down Riders. Really, really a phenomenal band out of Orange County, California. They'll be coming out and bringing their sound with them. And the thing with Kenny is not only is he an award-winning blues guy, but he actually does a radio show in Orange County. I think I want to say Hermosa Beach, maybe. And then and he also owns a record store over there. But
wait a minute, stop, rewind. A record store?
Yes, he owns a record store in Orange.
I didn't know there were any left on the planet.
I know, I'm telling you, there's actually one here in Kingman, and I keep saying I'm going to go over there. It's only like 4 miles from here, maybe. I haven't got there yet, but I will. Yeah, he owns a record store, and he's in Europe quite a bit. He's actually thinking about retiring in Switzerland, but he puts on a phenomenal show. Great guitarist. I'll tell you something about Kenny. He played my show years ago, and my stage used to have like a drum riser on it.
Yeah.
And then so it was like a second deck on top.
Mm-hmm.
So he jumps off while he's jamming a lead guitar solo. He jumps off the stage and he cuts his finger on his guitar string.
Ow.
And he's shedding blood all over his guitar and stuff. But he does this big lay down. He lays down on the stage. He's got the blood squirting and stuff.
Oh my God.
And he's just rocking it, man. And it's like, oh my gosh, I can't even believe it. I mean, it's like something that you'd see like staged out of a Hollywood movie.
Yeah.
But that's how dedicated he is. I mean,
anybody got video of that?
I used to have some years ago, I think. Well, maybe not, but we did have some video of them playing. But yeah, because everything's unofficial. We started with just the talents of all our friends and stuff. Hey, you know how to do this, I know how to do that. And okay, I got a stage, I got some property, you got a generator, stuff like that, and a lot of times back in the old days, we had some blues bands and we had some local bands and just a lot of friends, but as the years went by, the blues festival, you call it a blues festival, you better be playing some blues.
Yes.
Okay. So you can't have somebody out there playing Alice Cooper and, I mean, as beautiful as Alice is, one of my very favorites, but it's a different genre and it's a different mindset. So the people that are diehard blues fans, you go over there and you play a Pink Floyd song, they're going, what the hell's that? It's like, we didn't pay to come and see that.
Well,
so, I mean,
early Floyd was really bluesy.
It is very bluesy.
Before they
It
got
is.
really famous, they were bluesy.
Oh, yes, they were. I mean, see Emily play,
Yeah.
man, back in the olden days in the late '60s and stuff. But you know, as their craft progressed,
They got rocking.
yeah, they got rocking, and they got, you know, really into that genre, like Yes and stuff like that.
Yeah, this progressive
Prog-
rock.
Yeah, progressive rock. That's what they call it.
That's what I
You
listen
know,
to mostly.
oh, I love that music. But you know, if you're going over there and you're going to play stuff like that, you know, the blues people are going to be kind of turned off.
Oh yeah, big
So
time.
it's like, wait a minute, we want to hear stuff more like, you know, Howlin' Wolf or Robert Johnson, or, you know, we want to hear Eric Clapton or something, you know,
Yeah.
blues stuff, you know. We want to hear, you know, Buddy Guy, you know, we want to hear George Thorogood, you know. But you go over there and you play something like Aerosmith or something.
Yeah, they're walking
like,
out, man.
Oh my
Give
God,
me
we're
back my
leaving right
money.
now. You know, and it's really amazing. I mean, you could play. I mean, there's nothing wrong with any of that stuff.
No.
I mean, but you know, so they have kind of formed Woodystock Blues Festival into what it is today. Because I listen to my people that come to the show, and I listen to their comments, and then I realize, I pulled a boo-boo here by allowing this band to play,
Uh-huh.
or that band played the wrong kind of music, even though they did lean to the blues a little bit, you know. And you know, I let a, you know, a country band come in there a couple of times and stuff. And now, even though Kenny C, though, he's an exception. Kenny C band played for me a few years, 2 or 3 years. Now he's kind of a legend. He's done a couple of Hollywood movie soundtracks and stuff like that. Returned from the Philippines, I believe it was, or Returned to the Philippines as a documentary type thing for the people that were like in World War II and stuff.
Okay.
Incredible, incredible. Plus, he had the new country artist of the year. I believe it was 2017 with Tammy Cash. Tammy Cash, you know, from the Johnny Cash family.
Yes.
And they had the best new country video of the year for that too as
Ooh.
well. So, you know, and I'm starting to touch into like talent like that, and good golly, he lives in Big Bear.
Oh, really?
It wasn't far from where I lived. It's like, dude, yeah, come on over. Just make sure you play, you know, lean it to the blues side.
Right.
So I mean, over the years, I think what I'm trying to say, Mike, is over the years, we've learned our craft, and the venue has grown bigger and bigger and bigger to the point where I got Alistair Green and Orphan John. They've just told me a couple of nights ago they're on board. They want to come in 2024. They'd love to come this year, but you know, I have a full roster.
Yeah.
So if I can afford it, because believe me, none of this stuff's cheap, and you can't just flash a credit card, or
No.
you can't just write a bogus check to these people. You got to have the money to get it done. If I can afford it, I'm going to bring Nick Schneblin Band, Orphan John and the Abandoned, and Alistair Green Band to my venue. Now, I do have some other pretty heavy hitters. Bridget Purdy Band, she's awesome. She's a beautiful woman, and she plays some gnarly blues. She's played for me 2 times in the past. She would also like to come back. Now, I get people who hit me up all the time. I got hit up by a band yesterday, and they are from Parker. And some news to share. There was a blues festival happening in Parker, Arizona, on the same day as mine.
Really?
But that show has now been canceled due to Woodystock happening on the same day. So it's like, so
Are
this
they going to
band,
reschedule that?
I don't know what they're doing, but that band called me up, says, "Hey, we were booked over here. By any chance, is there any room for us over there?" And I had to tell them no, because I already got it, and I certainly can't afford to
I've got a lot of money on the line here. And I was like, no, but I'll keep you in mind for down the road.
Sure.
Real nice people and stuff. But yeah, and that happens to me quite frequently. I get calls from blues bands from Florida, from Texas, Georgia, New York. I mean, Chicago, and it's like there's some really cool bands in Chicago that I'd love to bring out here.
Oh, Chicago blues is its own sound, though, man.
Let me tell you, there's a couple of bands out there. The Stoney Curtis band is incredible. Those guys are really great. They'd like to come out, and then I have another band from out there that really like to come out. But the only thing that happens is logistics. The price of gas, the price of hotels, the price of airplane, fares and stuff like that really becomes cost ineffective. Okay, so you got a band that say it's real popular down in, say, St. Augustine, Florida. All right, very popular. They got a big crowd down there and stuff. But they want to book a show in, say, Los Angeles. Well, the promoter has to say, okay, what's your draw? I mean, the promoters and their business partners have to say, well, how popular are they here? Has anybody from here heard of them?
Right.
Okay. So there's a lot of really great talent all over this country. And unfortunately, it's very hard for them to get their name out there simply because of the cost of doing business.
Oh, yeah.
But anyway, yeah. So let me see. Going down the road, let me make sure I got everybody. I don't want to leave anyone out. We left up. We got Catbone. We got Jay Gordon. We got Jimmy Carpenter. We got Sandy Haley. We have a magical band called Until the Sun. Okay, so
cool name.
Until the Sun is an incredible band. They're like a blues alternative band, and they'll. All I can say is I can hardly wait to hear these guys. They're from Phoenix. They're from the Phoenix Blues Society. They play down there at the Rhythm Room a lot, and that's Bob Coratore's place down there. He's also the president of the Phoenix Blues Society. But all I can say is they called me up and they said, "Hey, you got room for us to play?" Well, like I said, I got a call yesterday from that band in Parker. I went, well, okay. And then they told me their name. I'm going, Until the Sun? It sounds like some kind of hard metal band or something, right?
Is that S-U-N or S-O-N?
S-U-N.
Okay.
And so I go, well, do you have any links? They go, well, we've got like 3 or 4 albums out. We've opened shows for some pretty big names and stuff. Now when they tell me their names and stuff, yeah, you'd recognize them. I recognize them. The deal with me is I can't remember everything.
No, nobody can.
So,
and we got a couple years on us, John.
I know. They sent me a link, and I started looking at this. I'm going, holy crap. This band has got what it takes to go all the way, to Nagode, I think. Memphis, for sure. I think they're going to be big challengers in the future. So what I did for them, see, I'm in a unique position, Mike, what I can do. And if you're a band, if you're a blues band, and you dedicate yourself and your band is in sync with the project. And what I mean by saying project means the band that you're in.
Yes.
And you spend the money and you take the time and you're focused on your career. I mean, I do have a few people in the business that would like to hear you. So what I did for them was I contacted Doug Deutsch Publicity Services, my publicist. I said, Doug, I think I got a winner here for you. I said, I want you to hear this band Until the Sun. And he's busy writing up stuff for the Allman Brother family and, Samantha Fish and stuff. I think he was doing her jazz festival. She does once a year in New Orleans. He's going, okay, Johnny, I'll listen to him later. It's like, Doug, yeah, I think you need to listen to these people Going, I told you, Johnny, I will listen to him later. So a few hours later, no, I think it was the next day, he calls me up and says, John, unbelievable. Who's this band Until the Sun? I went, I told you, Doug, you need to talk to these people. I said, I think they might like to hire you and your publicity company to help them out. So lo and behold, I gave the connection. I made the connection. And now Doug is now working for them as well. So, and Doug is so busy all the time. He doesn't have time to take on new acts. He's like, I mean, just doing stuff for Devin Allman Band,
Yeah.
I mean, when
that could
they
take up
go,
your life.
yeah, I mean, they go on tour. They're doing 7 towns across the country. He's expected to write up the article that goes in all the presses and all the newspapers and all that stuff in that city. So it's like, okay, I got Devin Allman, I got, the Tedeschi Trucks Band, I got, Itab Benoit, I got Gulf Coast Records with Mike Zito. I mean, he's got all kinds of stuff happening, and it's like, so I screen heavily because I mean, I wouldn't want to risk my relationship with Doug.
No, I understand that.
By sending him some, some people that, are more comfortable, with their day jobs and don't really care about the talent that they may have or may not have. So, I mean, I set Doug up with Until the Sun, and Doug called me up and said, Johnny, I need to know more about these people. What's going on with them? I'm like, well, let me just go ahead and introduce you, Dougie. Let's get this thing going. So, yeah, Until the Sun is the most amazing band, and they're kind of refreshing, and I'll tell you, some of the real diehard blues fans might think it's a little bit on the cuff because, frankly, it's a little bit alternative rock mixed with the blues. It's mostly the blues mixed with a little bit alternative. So it's not like you're listening to like Robert Johnson, or Howlin' Wolf or B.B. King or anything like that. I mean, that's like going back in the days, right?
Yeah, it is.
And Buddy Guy, actually, excuse me, but yeah, he's still alive. but you know what I mean? It's like refreshing sound. I think it's going to really attract a lot of the younger people to the blues world, and that's what we'd like to see. And I think they're going to be well received by everybody. So that's pretty much everybody on my list for this year. And I've got a hell of a lineup. Tickets are $25 online. Woodystock.info.
There you go.
You wanna go to the gate. Some people don't like ordering online.
Yeah.
They want to put their card out or whatever. $35 at the gate.
Okay.
If you're a veteran, show me your VA card and you save $5.
There you go.
But yeah, because I support our veterans out there. I mean, they deserve a break. They gave us a break. We're still free so far. The commies haven't got us yet, Mike.
Not yet.
They're trying, but I think I think there's enough deer hunters in this country to hold them off.
Probably.
I got a 30-06. So anyway, is there anything else, Mike, that you'd like to maybe cover, or you got any questions?
There's a couple of things. Now, I remember a while back you talked to me about a distillery that's going to be down there at the show.
Oh, absolutely. Copper Still Distillery. That's my friend Andrew Anderson. Great guy, great whiskey. You got to try the honey whiskey. Oh my God, it's called Honeydew. And believe me and the Honeydew and Mrs. Woodard and a couple of friends. We had some friends over for the Super Bowl yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
And my goodness, that whiskey is mighty fine. But it's distilled right there in Lake Havasu. I think he's off of Acoma, just a couple of blocks up from Lake Havasu Boulevard. And my goodness, that's great. He's a great guy. They're going to be working with me closely over the next several years. And Yeah, they bring a lot to the table. They know they know the area down there. They know the people down there. Like I said, I'm the new kid on the block, and they kind of took me under the wing a little bit, you might say.
Mm-hmm.
And then I have Reckless Productions as well. That's Mallory. She's going to be a partner with us too. They just did a motorcycle poker run, I think, yesterday over at the distillery. They had 200 bikers out there yesterday.
Wow,
all,
nice.
all for a good cause.
Mm.
They raised a lot of money for charity yesterday, and that was at the distillery. I told them, it's like a whiskey bar, well,
Okay, that's what I was going to ask you. Do they
yeah.
just sell bottles, or they have a lounge where you can sit down and drink and relax?
They have a lounge. It's beautiful. I think they actually serve other things besides whiskey there too as well.
Probably.
But I hear they have a mean margarita that's made with I don't know, jalapenos.
Ooh.
Well, I don't know. I've never had a jalapeno margarita, but who knows? Maybe one day I will. As long as I don't get the hiccups.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I know you're on your way right now. Probably you're down there, I think.
I don't get out the house all that much.
Right.
Food. What do you got going on with food?
Okay, so we have Stoney's food truck is going to be out there. They're the food vendor that I have. I had another food vendor that had to drop out. So I'm actually looking for an extra, I'd say 1 or 2 food vendors. I don't want to overwhelm anybody, so nobody makes any money. I'm very particular that anybody that comes to work with me and the festival, that they all have a good time and they all make a few bucks.
Sure.
So I don't want to go ahead and book in like 7 different food companies.
Oh God, and everybody goes home broke.
And everybody, I end up making more than they do. I don't like that. So I will not do that. But I am looking for a couple other food trucks if anybody has any.
Well, I got a friend that's got one. I'm not going to drop a name right now, but I will point him your way.
Good. That's wonderful.
I personally will vouch for this gentleman's food.
That's awesome, man. Send them my way, Mikey. I'll tell you what, I got a little room on the roster for that. And anybody else would like be maybe a craft vendor and stuff like that down there, or whatever you might have, you might want to sell. I do have a T-shirt guy. He's coming from Northern California. He works all the blues festival, and he's such a trooper. He's such a cool guy. But I have a T-shirt guy there already, and then of course we'll have our T-shirts. Our T-shirt designs were finished today. They're about ready to go to the printer. So I don't know how many to make this time. I'm not going to make any more small shirts because really nobody buys the small shirts. They're, for small kids and stuff.
Yeah.
Small Americans. And, I've got a whole bunch of smalls from years gone back sitting in the garage. So we're going to probably start off with large, extra large, extra large, and probably some triple X.
Mm-hmm.
Even the mediums, they don't go as well. I mean, I guess America's a growing population.
Yeah, we're growing wider.
I know. I'm a wide body myself.
I'm getting there, man.
I'm not the 747 size, but I'm still like a 707.
Yeah, I'm up there. Okay, so we've got the food, we've got the drink, we've got the beer.
Yep.
We got the bands.
Yep. Oh, yeah.
What can my listeners do for you other than, we'll get to tickets later, other than buying a ticket? Anything else anybody can help you with? What do you need from the public?
Well, absolutely. There's a great thing that anybody could do out there is go on woodystock.info, check it out. Or Facebook page, Woodystock Blues and Blues Festival, Facebook. And just share it around with all your friends and neighbors, and that way it gets the word out and helps us maybe break even.
Even is good. Profit is better, but even is good.
Yeah, but word of mouth really says it all.
That's the
And that's
best
how I-
advertisement you can get.
That's how I built all of this. I mean, I've gone from the middle of the desert in California to Bullhead City, Laughlin, and now I'm graduating Lake Havasu.
Did you catch that little video I made for you?
I did. It was so beautiful. I've shared it a bunch. I can't believe how cool that is. You know,
Well,
yeah. Wait a minute. Are you coughing at the same time I'm coughing?
damn lungs.
Yeah, I don't know what it is.
I'm doing what I can to get it out there for you, man. So,
Man.
details. Tickets
what?
are how much?
Tickets are $25 online. Go on www.woodystock.info. Order your tickets now. Save $10. Or, spend an extra $10. We don't mind. At the gate, It's going to be, if you already have your ticket and you get in line, you can pass through much more quicker than
Oh, sure.
if you're standing in line. And we'll have somebody out there checking to see it. All the ones that already have a ticket. We go on the ticket thing and we have a list of everybody that's ordered everything.
Right.
Although I will recommend, if you order online, print off your receipt.
Right. It's easier.
Otherwise, I have to see your ID and I have to check you off the list.
Right.
Well, I mean, if you want to get right in there and grab yourself a Mud Shark beer, Mud Shark will be there. Budweiser beer, Michelob, whatever you want. And you want to get comfortable. Oh, also very important, everybody in Radioland that is going to this show, do not forget your beach towel or your blankie and your chair.
Okay.
Okay, because mostly this is a festival, and as most festivals go, it's you sit on the grass or
Yep.
you
Best
dance
kind
on
of
the
shows
grass.
there are.
Right. So don't go unprepared. Just throw that beach chair on the back of the trunk of the car, and when you get there, bring it with you, and be prepared for a rocking concert.
Okay. One more question on tickets. You got any kind of discount for the youngsters?
Well, yeah. Okay. Here's the deal, and I've been told by my partners that I should make it a younger age, but I set the age at 16 years old.
Wow.
So if you're 16 years old or younger, and your parents want to bring you to the show, and you really want to see what good quality music's all about, you get in free with your parents.
Whoa.
Yeah. So anyone under 16 is, well, it could be your legal guardian. Could be
Yes, of course.
your best friend's 21. Who knows? Yeah. If they pay, paid adult ticket gets in the kids under 16.
That's
Now,
no
it was
shit, man.
mentioned
That's
to me.
generous.
Yeah, well, you know what I mean? I think it's important to spread to the youth of this world. I mean, there's more to this world than Snoop Dogg and all this other weird stuff with nasty, filthy language and dirty lyrics and, crappy type music. People don't even know how to play their instruments or sing. I mean, I think it's a healthy thing to give back to the community, Mike, to our youth, the opportunity to actually see, feel, and hear what good stuff is supposed to sound like.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, because there's a lot of garbage out there, and a lot of record companies, they push it because they make money on it. All they see is the dollar value.
Yep.
All right, and whatever they think that they can get away with doesn't matter to them. If they're selling sex, they're selling drugs or weird stuff, political bullshit. They'll do it. Okay, so
If there's a dollar to be made,
we wash our hands of that. Okay. We're not there for any of that. We're there to have a great time, dance, enjoy some really great music, some really clever lyrics, beautiful singers, people that actually went to music school.
yeah. People that don't need auto tune. God save us from auto tune.
You know what? I don't think Merle Haggard ever had auto tune.
Oh, hell
his
no.
Guitar.
No.
It's like, wait a minute, Johnny Cash is going, what? What the hell is that?
Uh-huh.
Willie's going, I don't think so.
Yeah.
So, anyways, thanks a lot for sharing a few minutes with me, Mike. And
my pleasure, man. I
Merlin
wish you the best of
Media.
luck.
Oh my goodness, your station is so cool.
I'm glad you like it, man.
Anyways, I'll tell you what, I'll leave you with the joke of the day.
Go for it.
What's the difference between a lead guitarist and a savings bond? Here's the punchline.
Go for it.
Eventually, the savings bond matures and pays off.
Oh. Oh.
There you go. Now, of course, unless you're Eddie Van Halen, then we won't go there. He's an old friend of mine, but back in the days. But anyways, hey, thanks, Mike. I want to thank you again for recording me and putting me out there and getting this out in the world.
Oh, you're welcome, John. Best of luck with the show.
Okay, send me a message on that food vendor.
I will.
All righty, bro. I'll talk to you later.
All right, bye. Goodbye.
Bye.